Hey guys, just wanted to make a quick video rather than utilizing Twitch clips to kind of summarize the build that I'm using and where I'm going with it. Some of the short-sighted things that I did with skills and attributes, and then kind of walking through the kind of goal of the spec or the build that I'm playing now. So again, quick video, not going to be super informative, but would rather have everything in a concise, you know, maybe 3-5 minute video rather than you guys having to bounce around between 6 or 7 Twitch clips. So gonna walk through attributes first, then we'll walk through skills, and we'll walk through kind of my mentality mindset approach to the cleric class, at least in what form I'm using it. So if you're looking for a melee cleric build guide, video, walkthrough type thing, this is definitely not going to be the one for you. This is going to be geared more toward folks who are playing that kind of healer trinity role in group play. So first things first, we'll kind of walk through stats. Health, I put around 800 points into it. Initially, I wish I would have put more before I kind of got the gear that I have, and we'll walk through the gear in a second, but if you put this few points into health, you're really gonna have to play super well in the dungeons, typically relying on Blessed Shield to kind of survive a lot of the mechanics, especially in the Tower Dungeon second boss. If you don't Blessed Shield yourself on that pull-in vortex mechanic, you are going to probably die. So I would suggest around 1,000 points. That would kind of be the sweet spot. Once you get a little bit more gear and you're running more of the imperishable otter or dolphin gear, and you kind of have that higher base HP, you can respec and pull out probably 200 points to around the 800 where I'm at now. Mana, not a thing that I invested a lot in. Reason why, you have mana pots. You also have Desperate Prayer, restoring 30% of your mana. So if you're ever running on a fight in a dungeon with those two things, either the damage is a little too low or you're not really selecting the right healing spells to kind of keep the tank and the group alive. Granted, I do run with 2 mages. Mages take basically 0 damage. They are not targets that I have to heal outside of just putting a hot on them. So if you're running a different comp, a non-traditional comp, or if you're playing with like a ranger who isn't very good at pressing their evade button, or if you're playing with mages or just generally new to the game, you might want to put a couple more points into mana. I don't see the need to. Strength, 0 points, obviously not investing anything into that. Agility, not investing anything into that. Willpower, 217 points into. Willpower is by far and above the most important stat for this build. And the #1 reason is because of Blessed Shield. Early on, I wasn't utilizing Blessed Shield enough. I quickly learned, also, shout out to the dev of the game. He popped into my stream, kind of told me that I'm an idiot for not pressing this button, essentially. And as soon as I started hitting this button more and realizing how important it was, it's a godsend. Hit this button, you use it a lot, therefore stacking willpower because it directly scales off of willpower is crucial. So willpower, very good. Obviously also it scales into all of our heals basically. So Spark of Light, something you're going to use a lot. Heal, something you're going to use a lot. Greater Heal, something you're going to use a lot. And then Rejuve, obviously something you're going to use a shitload to keep your DPS and yourself alive. Intelligence, second most important stat. Basically, my philosophy here was kind of go halvesies, but I went a little bit over halvesies because I'm kind of inept. So in the most ideal build, I would probably put 220 points into this and about 130, 140 points into this. But obviously I kind of over budgeted a little bit into intelligence. I'll fix this on a respec in a little bit once I feel like shelling out 500k gold again. Courage, I put 12 points in here because they were leftover points. I just didn't really do super well with my kind of budgeting for the experience allotted for all of these things. I would probably go back and put 0 into courage, and the reason why is because early on, learning how to heal the dungeons, there is a lot of damage on your tank, there's a lot of damage on you. You don't really have an opportunity to send out a whole bunch of damaging globals. As you get more comfortable and as your group rises in gear, you'll probably index more into courage then. So my next respec, so the next video I put out, I'll probably have a bunch more courage than what I have now, simply just because my tank isn't getting one shot, my DPS understand how to survive without my help, and I understand how to Blessed Shield myself and keep a hot on me. So therefore, right, I'll have more globals to put toward damage. So In the future, more courage. If you're watching this video and you're under probably like 7k CR, 6k CR, index 0 into courage. I put a couple points into regen and meditate. Again, it's because I didn't do a super good job with my experience spend, so I don't think that these points, I don't think you need to put anything into these. You could probably put a couple into meditate if you're having mana issues. I think putting things into meditate is better than putting things into mana. I put 0 points into this entire tab, and no point on anything here. Spell critical does not give us any kind of benefit on our healing. Resists are terrible. So again, don't put anything into this tab. Skills, I put 1 into bartering. I think when I respec, bartering is actually kind of nice. I'll probably put 100 points into this, simply just because, you know, selling things gives you more gold. And on the off chance that you find something insane out of the shop, it just becomes cheaper. But again, staves, maces, and shields, we don't need to put anything into these. There's really no point. So we'll walk through the skills now, things that I maxed and things that I didn't touch. And please keep in mind, this build is going to be kind of in that like 4 to 6, 7k CR area. Once you get above that, you can start indexing into things that I didn't really put points into. So Blessing of Health, obviously very important. Max that out, all points into there. Desperate Prayer, very good, gives you more mana. It's a huge heal on yourself, so if you ever fall behind, or if you're just kind of struggling to have a global to heal yourself, Desperate Prayer is OP. Specifically for the dragon boss in the tower dungeon, you take the fireball, you take the stun, you're about to get feared. Whatever that kind of sequence of events is, whatever RNG kind of spell queue you get, popping a Desperate Prayer there and allowing yourself to heal the tank or somebody who maybe made a mistake on pressing a defensive, super great. Spark of Light, obviously one of the most popular heals you're going to be pressing. Max it out. Greater Heal, very important, max it out. Harrowing Strike I did not max out, and the reason why I think that it's not super important for this build is because, as you can see, as you put points in, it doesn't increase the amount of damage that you're reducing, it just increases the damage you deal. Therefore, not a super important button for me to hit. I'm not doing a lot of damage, at least before I wasn't doing a lot of damage. Now I kind of have the ability to, so again, if you're in that under 8k CR, don't put points into this. Heal, very important. Holy Bolt, very important. You know, these are... Holy Bolt is something you're going to hit a lot. You should put points into this whether or not you think you have the time for a global or not. Heal, obviously very good. Inner Strength, incredibly good. If you're a WoW player, this is the kind of equivalent of PI in this game. So definitely put points into there. Lesser Heal is absolutely terrible. Take the points out of this. Do not invest into Lesser Heal. It is one of the worst buttons to ever hit. No point. When I respec in the near future, I will be putting 0 points into this. It's a button I quite literally maybe hit once in a 12-hour session of playing. Penance, you can't put points into. Discipline, very good. This is the equivalent of a Pain Sup. You're going to want to max this out. Blessed Shield, obviously, all points there. Satanic Madness, which is our fear, you're going to want to max out simply just for some of the pulls in tower. It does get a little dicey at times with like the 6 guards, not guards, but whatever those mobs are called. You have like the pull in the beginning, you have the second pull of the dungeon, and then the pull toward the end. Well, 2 pulls toward the end, where this is coming in very handy. Otherwise, you're just going to have these mobs hitting on you, the cleric, for 8 seconds. It's a fair bit of healing, especially if your tank is under geared. Just take this and max it out. Rejuve are hot, obviously max it out. And then Plague and Smite, I did not max out at the time. I will probably max both of these out in my next build, simply just because I have more time for damage. And as I stack more courage, damage becomes obviously way more strong, or way stronger. So throw points into there if you're more end game. Other than that, we'll walk through the gear really quick and the kind of the philosophy here. For me, my mentality, my approach to the build: willpower number 1, intelligence number 2, and then you kind of get to flirt around with a third stat. So I'm currently at 8861 CR, which, like I've alluded to a couple times, means I can kind of index into courage a little bit more now. So I have a belt that I'm going to level up later. It's got a little bit of courage on it. So I'll throw that on 123, which means I get to do a little bit more damage. 8936 CR now. But anyway, back to the point of the video here. Willpower, super important. Intelligence, second most important. The third is kind of up in the air. You want HP, so if you can find imperishable pieces, very good, because it's just baseline HP. If you can find the bountiful pieces, which is health and mana, Or sorry, it might be the perseverance pieces. I'm sorry, I'm not too sure which one it is. Health and mana is also very good. And outside of that, if you're more of a damage cleric, you can go for... Do I have a piece left? I don't know if I have a piece left with spell crit on it. Yeah, okay, so diabolic, you can go for diabolic pieces if you want to do spell crit. You're maybe more of a damage cleric, which I think I'm going to transition to shortly. So diabolic pieces are very good. But yeah, so pretty much looking for willpower int on every piece, socketing willpower for a stronger shield. Mana roll is okay as well. Again, you see the health mana roll there. Meditate is okay. I think I got this piece super cheap, so just bought it because it was a vast upgrade over my pink piece that I had before. Again, you can see another imperishable piece, health there. And then these two pieces are kind of dead rolls. They were just improvements over the pink crappy rings that I had, so I threw these on. Yeah, so again, to sum it all up, healer, cleric in a nutshell: stack willpower, stack intelligence, heal your group, use bless shield a shitload, make sure you have hots rolling on everybody, and that kind of sums it up. I don't want to keep this video running too long. If you have further questions, hop over to Twitch. I'm happy to answer anything that you got. If you feel like I left anything out, drop it in the comments, head over to Twitch, let me know. I'm pretty much streaming every day, at least until the midnight expansion launches for WoW. So again, feel free, hop over. Yeah, let me know. Definitely enjoy playing this game. It's phenomenal. If you haven't tried it out and you're watching this, you haven't played Cleric, give it a shot. It's a lot of fun. And yeah, see you guys over on Twitch. Thanks so much for watching, and have a great day.